What I really liked was that it was a comprehensive but broad brush stroke, so that you would be able to learn a lot about different categories so that you can inquire more later.
I thought it was very informative because we were educated about the changing demographics of Orange County and how the myth that Orange County is all entirely rich and well off just isn't true anymore, and that we're becoming a highly divided county. We're very segmented among rich and poor, and we need to find a way to bring back the middle class in Orange County.
Yeah, absolutely. Not only was it informative, but it was packaged in a way that we can then take the PowerPoints and the materials that we've been given and present them in a broader community.
Well, I think as a first-time candidate, it's just really important to see, I'm so focused on what I'm trying to do, which is just be known in my community, raise money. It's important to see the larger perspective of how my position on a school board, if I win, would affect the employees, the contracts. It's not often that you think of those things on your own, so just getting the wide perspective.
I feel the same way. Nick Berdino just made an excellent little presentation about contracting out, and it reminded me of a conversation I had with a city employee in San Juan Capistrano. We were talking about building affordable housing, and if it was built through the redevelopment agency, we're not required to pay, prevailing wage. And she said, well, we don't have to do that. I said, Laura, that's a terrible idea. You need to pay prevailing wage because otherwise you're creating more need for affordable housing. If we ever want to have people that can afford regular housing, we have to be paying a living wage. And I think that's just a great point, and I really appreciate Nick making it here today.
I'm very pleased that this academy has taken place. I've learned a lot. There was a lot of concepts that I have not been aware of before. There was a lot of things that I believe that the city can do to develop a good relationship with labor, not only because we believe it's the right thing to do, but because it's going to benefit the city and it's going to benefit our residents. So I'm really happy that I was here.
Well, for me, the very specific difference between a superstore and a big box retailer, and the specific breakdown about the difference between the taxable goods and the non-taxable goods, and how there's really no benefit to the community from a tax revenue basis, and there's quite a lot of detriment due to the higher traffic as well as decreased revenues.
What I learned more about would be the building trades issue, prevailing wage, design build, the details, and that probably was most informational.
The timing is perfect because it's not too early and it's not too late. I think it'll actually be useful, and I think it's really important to see who else is running. I wish there were more sort of Republican-type candidates. I think they need to really hear this as well. I mean, some of this is preaching to the choir, but I really just like knowing that in Orange County we have so many progressive candidates who want to be labor-friendly. And I want to just say that if I'm elected to the Fullerton School District, I'm going to make sure that every contract is labor-friendly and has benefits for labor in it.
I agree. I would like to see more candidates, even if they don't think they could ever get the Labor Federation's endorsement, they ought to come and they ought to hear what labor has to say. I think even if you don't consider yourself a labor supporter, there's plenty of reasons that you should be thinking about a holistic approach which includes labor, the environment, business, everything. Everyone ought to have a seat at the table.